The 2024 G7 Summit in Italy promises to be a pivotal event in shaping a more sustainable future for our planet. As the world's leading economies gather, the agenda will focus on critical issues such as economic resilience, security, and ethical AI development. The esteemed participation of Pope Francis will lend a moral voice to discussions on ethical AI development and global cooperation. Italy's diplomatic efforts will advocate for a ceasefire in Gaza and a reduction of tensions in the Middle East conflict. Italy is pushing for an ambitious coal phase-out by 2025, demonstrating its commitment to sustainable energy and environmental stewardship. The Italian presidency will prioritise the defence of the rules-based international system and engagement with developing nations and emerging economies. The summit's agenda will cover critical topics like stability in the Indo-Pacific region, cybersecurity, and the responsible development of artificial intelligence. One of the most significant proposals should be the introduction of a weekly Earth Sabbath to combat climate change. One of the most significant proposals should be the introduction of a weekly Earth Sabbath to combat climate change and promote environmental stewardship. The weekly Earth Sabbath aims to establish a global day of rest and reflection. The weekly Earth Sabbath aims to establish a global day of rest and reflection on environmental sustainability, raising awareness, and inspiring collective action. By championing the weekly Earth Sabbath, Italy would position itself as a leader in international diplomacy and environmental sustainability on the global stage. The 2024 G7 Summit and the weekly Earth Sabbath proposal could present a unique opportunity to address pressing global challenges and foster international cooperation. We need protesters in Italy to act now as a voice for a weekly Earth Sabbath. By bringing together world leaders and engaging the global community, this summit has the power to drive meaningful change and shape a sustainable future. The 2024 G7 Summit in Italy represents a pivotal moment in our collective journey towards a better tomorrow for generations to come. Visit www.earthsabbath.world.
Hello friends, did you see that? One of the most significant proposals should be the introduction of a weekly Earth Sabbath to combat climate change. Yes friends, it is coming. The weekly Earth Sabbath aims to establish a global day of rest, a worldwide day of rest. I wonder which day that will be. Let us ask the Pope who wrote his encyclical, and it says, Sunday, like the Jewish Sabbath, is meant to be a day which heals our relationships with God, with ourselves, with others, and with the world. So friends, the weekly global day of rest that they are pushing for will be none other than Sunday. But even though they'll be discussing in Italy, we know, according to Revelation 13 and verse 12, which tells us, and he exerciseth all the power of the first beast before him, and causeth the earth and them which dwell therein to worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed. Let me read it this way. And America exerciseth all the power of the papacy before him, and forceth the earth and them which dwell therein to worship the papacy, whose deadly wound was healed. So friends, this crisis will begin in America, then it will spread throughout the world. In Last Day Events, page 135, paragraph 1 and 3, we are told, as America, the land of religious liberty, shall unite with the papacy in forcing the conscience and compelling men to honor the false Sabbath, the people of every country on the globe will be led to follow her example. Foreign nations will follow the example of the United States. Though she leads out, yet the same crisis will come upon our people in all parts of the world. Yes, friends, so this Sunday, rest law first will begin in America. And as we are seeing, it is the solution they claim for climate change And if the President of America declare climate emergency, then the entire world will follow suit. And Sunday will become a day of rest by law. Yes, friends, we are not too far from there. Prophets and Kings, page 626, paragraph 1 tells us Christians should be preparing for what is soon to break upon the world as an overwhelming surprise. And this preparation they should make by diligently studying the Word of God and striving to conform their lives to His precepts. The tremendous issues of eternity demand of us something besides an imaginary religion, a religion of words and forms, where truth is kept in the outer court. No, friends, God calls for a revival and a reformation. So God wants us to be awake, to stay awake, and to make a change in our habits and practices. So friends, did you notice how the entire world is embracing a digital economy? In Revelation 13:17, we are told that we will not be able to buy nor sell. So in order to restrict buying and selling, all the countries must embrace a digital currency. And we are seeing all of that being fulfilled right before our eyes. And friends, when this decree goes forth, it will first come as Sunday rest, then Sunday worship, then the Sabbath will be trampled on, God's seventh-day Sabbath, Saturday, the seventh day of the week, and then this will be followed by persecution. So who will you pledge your allegiance to? Will you pledge your allegiance to the Lamb, or will you pledge your allegiance to the beast and its image? Those who pledge allegiance to the beast and his image would have rejected God, and the result will be these individuals will suffer the full wrath of God, which will be the 7 last plagues. But if you don't take this mark, you will be persecuted. Yes, friends. But in Mark 8:35 and 36, we are told that if we lose our life for the gospel's sake and for Christ's sake, we'll find it again. And the question is asked, what will it profit a man to gain the world and lose his soul? So we need to know God personally, and we need to be settled into His truth, where we'll become unmovable. And we need to also make a physical preparation in getting out of the cities, head to live in the country, and to start planting our own food. And never forget, Revelation 2:10 tells us, "Be thou faithful until death, and I will give thee a crown of life." Friends, it is time for us to surrender our all to Jesus, because He is coming again. My Life Today 94 paragraph 4 tells us, we are coming to the crisis. Let us stand the test manfully, grasping the hand of infinite power. God will work for us. We have only to live one day at a time. And if we get acquainted with God, He will give us strength for what is coming tomorrow, grace sufficient for each day. And every day will find its own victories, just as it finds its trials. We shall have the power of the highest with us, for we shall be clad with the armor of Christ's righteousness. We have the same God that has worked for His people in past ages. Jesus stands by our side. And shall we falter? No. As the trials come, the power of God will come with them. God will help us to stand in faith on His word, and when we are united, He will work with special power in our behalf. May God bless you, friends, as we prepare for the soon coming crisis, but more so, be prepared for the soon coming of Jesus.